All right, guys. So this is going to show up on Class Kick today. Um, when it comes to simplifying, I mean, there's not much to it. You get a fraction, and you just try to find whatever number goes into both, and you just divide by whatever number that is, and that's all it is. I mean, if you're good at division or if you're good at your multiplication facts, you're going to be good at simplifying. I think some of you are not there yet, so you're going to struggle a little bit more, or you're just going to have to go work harder at it. So I'm only going to pick a couple of these out here to go and solve with you. And I'm going to go through it a couple of different ways again, just so you can see it. I think the more times you see it, the better off you're going to be. So I'm going to pick a couple off the page here so you can have these as freebies. And we're going to talk about, again, kind of that long way to do it, or maybe a quicker way to do it. So I'm going to start with number 20. That's just caught my eye here. So I'm going to write it down below. So I'm going to write 436. Okay, if I want to simplify this, again, I know simplifying is dividing by a whole. I've just got to find what number is going to go into both 4 and 36. Well, here's something that catches my eye, and I hope you guys see this as well. When I see 436, 4 is not that big a number at all. So it's like there's not too much stuff that can go into 4. 1 can go into 4, 2 can go into 4, 4 can go into 4, but that's it. And so in my mind, I might be thinking, okay, well, out of those ones I just said, do any of those go into 36? I would hope that you know your facts enough that you know 4 goes into both. And it's just math facts. Well, 4 divided by 4 is 1. 36 divided by 4 is 9. And so here's where my top students are. You know why this is final. My top students know why this is a final answer. And it just was on your notes. So one of the 5 ways to tell that you have a simplest form or a simplified fraction, that's a unit fraction. It's got a 1 in the numerator. So you're done. So I can come over here and I can write 1/9, and I'm finished. I don't have to do anything else. And so really and truly, what we discovered on this problem is we discovered that the GCF between 4 and 36 is 4. That's the biggest number. And again, that's why we learned GCF, the greatest common factor. Well, it's the biggest number that can go into both the numerator and denominator. Okay, I'm going to pick another one. So I'm going to pick 6, and you would say this 6/21. That's how you say that fraction. When you're saying things that have a 1, like 21 or 41, you would actually read it like first, like your first place in a race. So you would say 6/21. That's how you say that fraction. Okay, this time I'm going to take a different approach. And I know what some of you are thinking. Oh, Mr. McClure, why are you doing that? I don't need to do that. Okay, well, that's you. Some kids might need to do this. So I would hope you're more of this kid. But hey, there is nothing wrong with this at all. At all. You have to pick whatever works best for you. So here we go. So I'm going to continue this one. So 21 would be 1 times 21. 21 is not a prime number. Some of you think that. There's a math fact involved here. So if I am looking at my 2 numbers now, 6 and 21, 3 is my GCF. So I'm coming up here, and I'm going to divide it by 3/3. And what's interesting is some kids would do this last year for me, and then they get to this part and then like brain fart. And I would walk by and I would just like want to throw something at them because your answers are there. Why brain fart now? Look, you've already done the math. Here's your answer, 2, and then 7, 2/7. I mean, because think about it. All you're doing, and this is how I like doing these problems, I don't like to divide when I can multiply. So like what I'd rather do is when I'm solving these, I'd rather think, okay, well, instead of doing 6 divided by 3, Well, what times 3 gives me 6? And I know that that's 2. 2 times 3 gives me 6. Same thing at the bottom. Not 21 divided by 3, but what times 3 gives me 21? And that's 7. All right, here we go. On level students. On level students. You know why that's a final answer. In fact, you're going to hear me say this quite a bit. My 6th graders that are in the room right now, even though technically you're in a 5th grade classroom, I think my 6th graders who are already ready for 6th grade know this stuff. 2/7 is final for what reason? Think about it. I hope you're a kid that's thinking 2 is prime and 7 is prime. So 2/7 is a final answer. So I'm going to go write that on number, was that 17? And I'm done. So again, whichever way you are, think about it. If you're a GCF, thinking about it quickly in your head and you get an answer and you just know your facts, if you're that kid, that's perfectly fine. So that's the kid that's on the left. If you're a kid that needs to show more work and go and factor to find that GCF, that's the kid on the right down here, and that's perfectly fine. You got to pick what works best for you. I was a kid on the right side of the page until I learned my facts. And when I got my facts down, I quickly moved to the left side of the page because I knew that my facts were so important. That's why I spent some time learning them. And guys, trust me. You guys know me. We've been together now for a while in class. I think you know that I'm not trying to steer you in the wrong direction. Learn those facts. It makes your life easier. So, learn them. All right. So you're going to get some simplifying practice today. That is all it is. You just got to go and do it. All right. Love you guys. I miss you. I think I got some good news today. I think I should be back on Monday. Hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. All right. Knock this assignment out. Keep doing a good job for me.